Hi everyone, I hope everyone's keeping safe and well. Last weekend and earlier this week we had some extremely cold weather here in Wiltshire, frosts and everything, and I had originally put our sweet corn and courgettes and everything out to harden off. I showed that on a previous video. Luckily I pulled them all back in, realising we were going to have frosts, as otherwise that would have killed off the crop. Now that weather's gone, it's safe to plant them out. So the sweet corn, here I've got 3 plants left. I've planted, so look at these lovely big healthy plants. You plant them in blocks rather than rows that you walk around. You want blocks of minimum 4 wide and minimum blocks of 4. I've just done them in rows like this. All I need to do is mulch the low, and I've got 3 more to plant. And basically going back to the trusted trowel, 45 centimetres apart. I'm doing them, they're each around 45 centimetres, trowel width, both between each other and between each row on the block. And very simple, you'll see even after the dryness, the soil just under the surface is nice and damp. Dig a nice hole, get my plant and make sure all the roots, and then in he goes, and really press them firmly in. So I've done 1, I've got 3 left, because I didn't think you'd be all wanting to watch me plant 40 odd sweet corn look really healthy. Two, and just loosen the soil, dig a nice hole, and in he goes, and firm him in round the roots, and that's them done. And what I will now do is, at some stage in the next few days, I'll start in a seed box again, planting another crop of these, so that you have them continuously from about August. If I put another crop in, we should have them August through until end of October, with a bit of luck, depending on how the autumn is cold weather-wise. But that's the sweet corn. The courgettes, luckily, I moved in, because they started to look as though the frost would hit them. And look at these now, healthy plants. And I know some people's courgettes got attacked and finished. These, if you remember, these were last year's seeds, which is why some of them didn't work. And here you dig a nice hole for them, like this. And these are big plants. If I just get one out of the box. And I'll just do one to show you, and then I'll show you the squashes. So they're a nice plant. In he goes, and the roots, it needs to be really firmly planted in. And now the trick, a good tip with courgettes and all squashes or pumpkins, is make like a flat area around it with the soil heaped up, so either when it rains or when you water them, the water stays in here, because they need a lot of water. And what you don't want is the water all running off and not getting to the root. So it's a useful tip to make that little bowl to hold the water. Courgettes need to roughly be 60 centimetres apart. My trowel 45 centimetres, so it's basically a trowel and a half. And so next one here, and I've actually planted some more courgette seeds, which will be ready in a couple of weeks. But again, it's always good to stagger the crops, so you don't have all your plants coming at the same time. And you've got then a crop for the whole season. So there we are. Again, I've made the bowl, plants in, and that's a good healthy plant. Next to it here, I planted earlier, these were those butternut squashes, and you'll see how again the same. I've made the bowl, done the bowl round each plant. Butternut squashes are further apart. You'll see we've got 3 rows of them. Put them in this afternoon. The plants were looking healthy. They're drooping a bit now, which is normal, which is why they'll all need a good water tonight to get them in. And these are more 90 centimetres apart, so basically a couple of trowel widths. Because they spread all over, and they're a couple of trowel widths away. And you might say, why have I planted them so close to those garlics? Those were some garlics I put in last autumn, and amazingly they survived the really wet winter. And they're ready to eat now. We're already pulling them out and eating some of them. So they will have gone in the next few weeks, by which time those butternuts hopefully have all got themselves established. So these were what you've seen we planted from seed. We hardened them off, and then if you've got a risk of a frost still in your area, wherever you live, if I think there's going to be a frost at some stage in the next month, I will cover all these, the squashes, these and the sweet corns at night, because they won't survive. You need a bit of fleece or a bit of hessian, or you could put one of your cloches. That we did a thing on cloches, we could put cloches over them, but ideally they won't survive a frost. Hopefully here the frosts are finished, and the weather forecast certainly for the next week or so is warmer evenings. Anyway, so that shows you sweet corn, squashes, courgettes. We did the seed, now we've got them in the ground. Next stage is looking forward to eating the healthy crop. Thanks very much.